Hello everybody, this is emmavoid back once again with another Let's Play, and today we're starting Heaven Will Be Mine. This is by the same folks who did one of the earliest Let's Plays I did, which was We Know the Devil. And if you've seen that, you know how much I loved it. But yeah, it was really heckin' good, and really gay. So I'm excited for this, because it's also supposed to be good, and also supposed to be gay. Alright. Let's get this started, shall we? Here we go. Alright, so we have option of characters. Saturn, Faction Celestial Mechanics, Self-Ship String of Pearls. Celestial Mechanics Reserve Test Pilot. The Celestial Mechanics want to advance humanity to its next stage, and Saturn wants to flirt. But there's no reason we can't do both. Combat style, button mashing. Bedroom style, also button mashing. You know, as one does. Who else we got? We got Pluto, Faction Cradle's Graces, Self-Ship Kroon Makula. Cradle's Graces Ultimate Weapon Pilot. Even if Earth has given up on a new life for humanity in space, Cradle's Graces hasn't, and Pluto will make that dream come true. Likes succulents, good girls, crushing, both kinds, and everyone. Dislikes is trying very hard not to have any. Woof. And finally, Lunaterra. Faction Memorial Foundation Self-Ship Merecrisium. Memorial Foundation Ace Pilot, fighting for the pilots to join the rest of humanity back on Earth before it's too late. Good at sniping, espionage, double-crossing, and ghosting. Bad at loving herself and everything else. Mood. Alright, well, since I don't have a particular preference, since I don't know any of them yet, let's go with the one who was selected first. Saturn. Here we go. Welcome, Provisional Test Pilot Saturn. Your clearance is level 1, testing and maintenance. Warning, potential damage to cockpit hardware detected. Warning, modifying or tampering with cockpit hardware and or firmware is strictly prohibited. Oh dear. Saturn, what are you doing? Notice, bypass override accepted. Launch attempt blocked, no handshake with base. Oh. Hey, Mercury. Not much. Launch attempt blocked. Base handshake spoof detected. Just hacking the OS root of this ship self. Oh dear. You? Base handshake. Accepted. Trying to stop some brat from hijacking the prototype, apparently. Oh... Notice, emergency launch override initiated. Prepare for launch in T-minus 120 seconds. Calm down, Mercury. I'm just borrowing it. I'm not debating. I'm trying to save your life. The commander will be furious, and he won't just accept you stealing the cornerstone project from the designated pilot. It's not a big deal. I'll have it back before you know it. Just going for a joyride, you know, like one does. This is privileged information, but the designated pilot has to launch right this second to get that machine back to Earth before they get here. This is the worst possible time. It couldn't be worse if you planned it. Oh boy. Everyone in the system suddenly somehow knows this base's location, and they're heading here now. Launch override blocked, denied by base. Oh, wow. Weird. How did that happen? Oh, Saturn. User launch override blocked, denied by base. Blocked, denied by base. You planned it, didn't you? You forgot an apostrophe. Remote shutdown in 30 seconds. No one can prove anything, especially not the designated pilot unconscious in locker 27. Whoops, looks like they're trying to kick me out, huh? Saturn, I know you're mad, but you can't do this when they catch you. It's going to be so bad. Can you just please act like you're just pranking them? There's still time. I will beg them. Oh, such a worrywart. You've got hours to evacuate to the capital ship. They'll never engage you this far from base, and I'll be distracting them. I have it all figured out. Except for how you're going to do anything at all to accomplish that with everyone trying to kill you. Remote shutdown in 20 seconds. Saturn. Try to have a little faith. Saturn! Calm down, jeez. It doesn't take a genius to drive one of these things to the moon. Who cares which one of us does it? Or do you think I can't? Ooh. That is not the issue. The commander cares, and you know better than anyone what he's like. The Apodus will just have to get used to it, lol. Saturn, what are you trying to prove? So much Mercury. But give me a little credit. I have much higher ambitions than just being a bitch. IFF sequence missing. Base override cancelled. I almost got worried for a sec, lol. Welcome assigned pilot. Full permissions granted. Saturn, I'm going to die and it will be your fault. Aw, come on. I'll get this to the moon safe and sound. And let the Severance project be complete. I'll be very good, and do everything I'm supposed to. Maybe. I know I'm the second choice, but they'd rather have that than nothing, right? Very generous of me, isn't it? They will not accept that. They'll sort of have to, though, won't they? If Command didn't want me to steal one, they shouldn't have benched me indefinitely. Emergency launch initiated. Let me know when he starts admitting it. Hostile launch. Catapult locks on. High risk of damage to your ship self. Jeez, now they're just being needy. Mercury isn't it just the worst when someone who doesn't care anymore starts clinging just because you found someone new? Prepping weapon systems. Electrotoxin levels surging. Weapons operational. So gross. Lol. Can't believe I really did it. I really, really did it. Everyone who said if I was good I'd get my chance again sure was a liar. I got away, and I've got a ship, and she's all mine. You're beautiful. I want to know everything about you. I miss this so much. Much better than the test machines when I was in the academy. She is beautiful. She's a wicked machine with a lot of secrets and just as giddy as her pilot to be free. She's extremely responsive, eager to do everything Saturn wants. You're even worth reading the manual for. What's in you? You're not hiding anything from me, are you? But Saturn already knows everything in the manual, and more. It's a very cagey document that doesn't do the ship justice, and is certainly hiding something. There's plenty of information on how to use her electromagnetic poisons, and how to cheat distance and gravity, and all of that is fun, but none of that tells her the first thing about how to be a ship. This is useless. How can this help diagnose anything when they don't know the first thing about being a ship? So wrong. Way too dry. That's not what it's like at all. It's a body that's also a soul. It means exactly what it is. That's why it's small, curved in wicked edges in some places, but curved in soft ways elsewhere. Sharp claws and deadly tail, but cute enough to hug. Aww. So perfectly suited for Saturn, one has to understand exactly why they wouldn't give it to her. Really perfect. Fits better than a human body. That's reason enough to disobey everyone and run off with it, isn't it? Oh, speaking of. More threatening emails from Iapetus. Missing me already. I gave him a perfectly good deal. For someone who always goes on about mutually beneficial arrangements, he's really having trouble seeing the big picture. In the time it takes him to realize that, I'm sure I can find something fun to do in this system. Time to test you out and see if it's really true. Can you give me everything I want, down to the last drop? January 1st, 1980, the long and cold war where humanity united against its nemesis, an existential threat from beyond the stars, has been over for a long time. Since the 50s, we have been fighting a war against an existential threat that we cannot understand, cannot perceive, and is powerless against the technology of Earth. That is a pretty stupid sort of war to fight, isn't it? When there's enough of a mess down here to worry about. Humanity is already the undisputed authority of reality, and we have the physics to prove it. It's time to return to Earth, our home, the seat of the universe. Before Earth takes us back in pieces, let's go home with grace. On the first anniversary of the decommissioning of the International Space Program, we, Memorial Foundation Native Sphere Existential Safety, in agreement with our home planet's unanimous decision, declare there is no future for humanity in space. Let's come home. The Return Resolution, Memorial Foundation Native Sphere Existential Safety. It's January 1st, 1981. It's been 1 year since we declared independence from Memorial Foundation and the rest of Earth. The Cold War is officially over, and it feels so light without their gravity weighing us down. How can a tiny handful of colonies, terraformers, and schools hold out against the full authority of Earth? Because that shit doesn't fly past escape velocity. The power of the ship cells we made to fight the Cold War, we made tidal resonators to bring the gravity necessary for humans and culture to survive in space. And that gravity is ours now, enough to make a new world, free from the weight of Earth. If Memorial Foundation wants to kill the future, they'll have to come and take it from us. We're thankful for our Cradle's graces, but we're not coming back. Independence Declaration by Cradle's Graces. January 25th, 1981. Memorial Foundation and Cradle's Graces have been having fun for a little over a year, and nothing is breaking the stalemate. Earth is getting impatient. They have good reason to believe that the existential threat posed by a divided humanity in space is much greater than any theoretically malevolent entity outside the native sphere. While the kids are fighting, Earth is getting ready to list the humans remaining in space as part of the existential threat, and when they do, they'll send real weapons and end this war fought with plastic toys. Their justification? We are technically less than 100% human, just not human enough to be something else. It's hard to believe they're really onto us. It's time to make a drastic move. Bring our final piece, the prototype ship self string of pearls we made in the atmosphere of planet Cronus, which will never be Saturn, to the lunar gravity well, where Memorial Foundation and Cradle's Graces are already headed. Whoever controls that place controls human access to space. We can be sure everything will be in place there. Earth or space, we are just short of 100% human. So let's see how much less than 100% we can get. Internal report, Celestial Mechanics. Ooh. Okay, so we've got three groups. The ones that say everybody needs to go back home to Earth, like Earth says. The ones who say, fuck that, we're gonna be human and out here, and you can't make us come home. And the ones who say, why be human? Fuck that, we're gonna be whatever we want to be. Oh, that is some cool stuff. Day 1. Saturn return. In the strange gravity of the abandoned Daphnis lab, Saturn lies in wait for the looming threat of Pluto's mystery ship. But what are they after, and will they get it? Joyride Killjoy. Weaving in and out of the 6 planets' rings, Memorial Foundation's ace, Luna Terra, plays cat and mouse with the renegade ship thief Saturn. Oh, interesting. So, in case you didn't see or play We Know the Devil, the way the game worked was that rather than playing as a single character, you would play as all 3 at once and determine like which 2 would be interacting at any given time. And the one that got left out would always be the one that wound up siding with the devil, unless you like perfectly balanced it so that everybody gets to side with the devil, because the devil in that one is basically freedom to be yourself. Okay, well, so before we pick either of those, let's see. Mail and alerts. Subject, your apparent promotion. Celestial Mechanics Division Lead, Iapetus. Good job, Saturn. There's no point in being angry with you, so I'll choose to be proud of you instead. I'll refrain from having you sunk, since that's counterproductive to our intentions for that unit. You were a reserve candidate after all, so you'll do fine. Try not to make it too much of a pain in the ass for me. I'll have Mercury reassigned to you, since he apparently doesn't have a say in the matter. How nostalgic. The two of you had so much potential. Well, he knows how to do his job, at least. Do your best not to get the string of pearls sunk. We'll absolutely wash you out of the biological interface and reassign you permanently if we get the chance, so prove you're competent enough to neither of us will have wasted our time. Subject, truce ending effective immediately. Origin, Native Sphere, Mass Communication. Author, Memorial Foundation, Existential Safety. To all members of the former Memorial Foundation Native Sphere Existential Research Division, now known as Celestial Mechanics, this message serves as a formal acknowledgement that this branch has violated our trust and broken the provisions of 1981 Memorial Foundation Consensus by violating Clause 3, the development of a variable gravity engine, and Clause 7, installation of a variable gravity engine into the ship's self-string of pearls. Celestial Mechanics will no longer be listed as part of Memorial Foundation. They will be formally relisted as an independent entity and considered a true existential threat by Memorial Foundation Native Sphere Existential Safety. We are still offering forgiveness, so please defect as soon as possible while the appeal grace period is still in effect. Please otherwise expect tidal retaliation for existential endangerment of human culture. Halamede, Princess, Memorial Foundation Native Sphere Existential Safety. Oof! Jeez, Memorial Foundation has a princess? That's weird. Okay, so until, like, just now, apparently, Celestial Mechanics was being secretive in being separate from Memorial Foundation. But now they've been found out, and everything's happening all at once. Thanks, Saturn. Comms. Bridge Mercury, a boy in space on purpose, consummate bridge bunny, not responsible for Saturn. Saturn, insufferable horror creature, forward all complaints to Mercury. Don't talk to me. You literally messaged me first, you nerd. OMG. Harpy. Come on, baby, I'm sorry. What can I do to make it up to you? Give back the ship. Come on, I'm obviously not doing that. Please, I'm begging you. Listen to reason. You have so much left to live for. Oh, Mercury, come on. We both know that's not true. What do you want from me? A list of girls who will shoot me out of orbit. God. Anyways, don't be a crybaby. I'm fine. Saturn, you are extremely wrong if you think that there is a chance I am at all worried about you. If you come back, all will be forgiven, but you need to bring it back. Mercury, it's fun playing, but I don't think you've been listening at all. Mercury, it's not that ship anymore. It's me. Mercury, you wouldn't ask me to give up my own self, would you? I'm sailing on a ship of myself now, and I'm not giving it up until gravity drags me back kicking and screaming. I can't deal with you. Aw, thank you, baby. Kiss, kiss. Holy shit, Saturn. You are a nightmare, and I'm giving you up trying to save you from yourself. I love you. I hate you so much. You can't stay mad at me. I can't, and it's horrible, but my revenge will come because literally everyone else in the universe can. Oh, amazing. Oh, darn. Guess I should have fun while it lasts. Saturn, if you defect, I cannot protect you. Iapetus is furious, and he's going to come personally for you if you don't come back. I told you I'd do all the missions. What, don't you believe me? Lol. Obviously not. Lol, fair. Okay, let me ask this. Do you think I'd give up on the Aversion Project? Go on. Iapetus wanted us to fight for a new self beyond the ship's self, but not even get a taste until the end? Fuck that. My house now. Tell me which of the two of us you trust less, Mercury. Well. Okay. What is alignment? Alignment is... Oh, Interesting. So I wonder if this is who we're more aligned towards, so who Saturn is more aligned towards, or if it's like who is in a better position in this battle. Interesting. What else we got? Data log, that's just like, yeah, all the stuff we chatted. System. Save game. It's always a good idea. Saturn, you're cute. I like her. Alright, so. Either we go... Let's see. Abandon Daphnis Lab. Lie in wait for the looming threat of Pluto's mysterious ship. Or weave in and out of the Six Planets rings and fighting Memorial Foundation's ace Luna Terra. Joyride Killjoy, Saturn Return. Let's go with Joyride Killjoy. Delay. Oh, okay, so I'm guessing delay is just... yeah, choose a different one. Okay, let's go! Please tell me how long you're going to be engaged in this. May I stress again, incredibly dangerous, giant waste of time. Until they start sending someone interesting after me, Mercury. The whole fleet would be after you if you hadn't damaged the entire launch hangar when you stole that. Could they even take me out while I'm flying this thing? No, but it won't stop him from trying. And let me stress this info packet is a gift purely to prevent your ship self from falling into enemy hands, and not an indication of any sort of forgiveness. Let me worry about Iapetus, Mercury. He's gonna be a lot less grumpy when I clear the way for us and celestial mechanics to return to the native sphere. I've got it all figured out. You absolutely don't, but okay. Did you read the info packet? Ace Memorial Foundation pilot Luna Terra in hot pursuit with escorts. Plan an attack on the lab, arrived after you escaped. Do not engage under any circumstances. Boring! But this part was good. I don't expect you to control your impulses, but even given that you're just like that, she's the last person you should be trying to fight on purpose. Sounds like I should definitely fight her on purpose, right? I hate you. Aw, come on. The carrier is never going to make it out of the system if I don't. You don't know how to pilot your ship, and she's a veteran since the Cold War. You're going to get yourself captured and humiliated and the ship trashed. So, you're saying there's no downside? Wink wink, nudge nudge, no downside, huh? Why are you doing this to me? And she's 6'1", huh? Your attention to detail is so useful sometimes. You're using me to cruise? Your taste is so awful. Ugh, I hate you. Oops, looks like one of her escorts is in range. Sorry, gotta go. Surprise is all I've got, you know. I wish Europa would stop sending me boys who can't control themselves. Having fun dismantling my escorts? With a string of Pearl's fingers, Saturn carefully peels the mechanical musculature out of the poor ship's arm she's holding, a souvenir of the last of Luna Terra's escorts that she sent crying too easily back to their base. It's still sparking and oozing, and Saturn wishes her ship had a mouth so she could suck it out like crab meat. Maybe it does have a mouth. The machine has many mysteries the manual doesn't explain, and Saturn is still learning them. Though I suppose Europa's learned her lesson about sending me girls who can't control themselves. Oh, really? Hey, that's really interesting. Mind telling me more? Oh, she's a hacker, too. How amusing. There's nothing too interesting on this comm frequency. Aw, you flatter me. But hey, what did that mean exactly? The part about the girls who can't control themselves? I really want to hear more. It means back up that talk first. Or, can you land a hit off the comms? Lunaterra's gravitational field focuses to a single point. Lunaterra isn't budging. She's been through much worse, and so has her ship, followed always by a thin trail from a bleeding wound she never could completely repair. The Merecrisium is over 2 decades old, but Saturn can't even land a hit. It's regal and stiff, dressed in cold metallics, weathered and refurbished, the archetypal prototype for all other ship cells, still going after all these years. Still furiously untouchable. The string of pearls hasn't gone down no matter how much she's been rammed with that spear, but she hasn't even nicked Lunaterra's ship once. Not bad at all for a joyride, but you can't get one hit in. Ah, good thing you don't win by looking cool. No mercy for newbies? No. Lunaterra puts a stake of solid light through the string of pearl's leg, pins it to its own gauze wrapper. It doesn't hurt at all. The ship's metals begin molding and reforming around the wound immediately, a ridiculous, unfair advantage. Saturn has no right to complain, but she still wants to. But she's trying to be cool. Everyone wants to, when in the quiet gleam of that always bleeding ship. That's a pretty amazing ship. Think it'll last? Either you're fighting just for fun, because you're that reckless, or you're caught in your own containment wrapper and can't escape orbit yet. And you'd beat me for sure if I played around. I'm not done yet. That's not true. It's actually very difficult to move with a solid light bullet in your leg, but she's not gonna let that stop her. Saturn is suddenly closer than she logically could be, claws bubbling, but Lunaterra effortlessly slips away and kicks Saturn's ship directly in the chest. Yeah, you're done. The containment wrapper is still stuck to you, so your movement's off. Doesn't seem to have stopped you that much. Right? It was so rude of them to try to stop me. It seems cruel to take it away when you're having so much fun with it. Same as you, right? Do I know you? Everyone knows Memorial Foundation's perfect ace. But do I know you? So I do, don't I? Let me out of this thing and I'll tell you. Why should I? Because you can't help yourself. Besides, don't you want a real fight? Can you promise it'll go different? I can promise it'll be more fun. You're asking for me to totally abandon my duty to bring you back and do that instead? What, you won't? The legendary pilot who defected from Memorial Foundation then double-crossed the rebels she abandoned them for can't be opposed to a little fooling around with the enemy. Oh, that's an interesting little tidbit. I guess you do know me. Want to trust each other? Or is it more fun if we don't? It's more fun if they do and Saturn gets embarrassed. It's more fun if they don't and Lunaterra gets owned. Oh, interesting. Betray favors Memorial Foundation. Loyal favors Celestial Mechanics. Well, screw Memorial Foundation. Those guys are jerks. So... yeah, let's go with this. Celestial Mechanics advances. I'm impressed. Most people would be nervous to have a knife this near their throat. It's not like you can hurt it, so there's nothing to be nervous about, is there? That's true. But you're so new to this, I thought your brain would be overriding the information from the ship. Maybe I'm not new to this. Oh, you were a candidate, so I think that might be true. But you're also trembling, so I think it's not completely true. I'm still very dangerous, you know, Lunaterra. I believe that for sure. You wouldn't be trembling if you were in my shoes? Less so. People tremble for a lot of reasons, though. I don't have anything to fear, so please don't project that on me. Huh. Well, if you're fearless, what is it then? It could be anticipation, couldn't it? This is very foolish of me. It really is. I have you right where I want you, remember? That might mean that I have you too. Your claws are twitching. I thought we promised not to trust each other. I still don't. Then you must really like living dangerously if you're still helping me. I'm having fun. I can tell. If you want to know so bad, that's why I didn't like you. Because you were a test pilot and never got to fly before the end of the Cold War, while idiots like me got to. I thought so. That's enough. Hold still. Everyone let you have as much fun as you wanted. You were a real huge jerk. I was always jealous of that. Everyone who let me get away with it regrets it now. There. Done. Thanks. For all your hard work, I should leave you something to remember me by. Oh? Ready to fight for real? I sorta already did. And Saturn has left a claw scratch of hot pink poison seeping on Mare Christine's thigh. How's that? I finally did get a hit in on you. Good job. They break away, rocketing. Just a little love bite. Pay me back for it next time. Oh, trust me, I will. Neat. Okay, so that changed the alignments, boosted celestial mechanics, I guess. So interesting. You pick who to interact with, and that also lets you pick whether to help them or help yourself. Pilot Candidate 007 Mercury interviews. Memorial Foundation Celestial Mechanics extracted. Generation 3 pilot intake. Don't worry, it's just a checkup. Historically untrustworthy scenario. It's just questions, I promise. That's not really a great way to set my mind at ease. Let's just answer the questions, okay, wise guy? Fine. Have you experienced a sense of vertigo or loss of balance for a period lasting more than 2 minutes in the last month? No. Have your eating habits changed at all recently? No. No. Mercury, work with me, please. Why? You work with me. If I absolutely promise neither I nor anyone else will do anything at all to stop you from being exactly who you want, or from whatever changes you need, will you at least answer my questions? Sometimes. Maybe. Okay, that's good enough for me. We're just curious if it's a side effect of life in space, or the educational programming of Dr. Nix, or in reference to the behavior of Iapetus. No, that's backwards. Everyone else seems to get to do whatever they want without limits in space. Why is it weird when I do it? We want to test for the effects of space alone, so self-induced changes have to be controlled for. Don't ask what's in my endocrine system. It's my endocrine system. Fine, it's testosterone, and I put it there because I wanted it there. Is that enough? Well, I guess that is what I needed to know. If you promise not to ask me about it again, I'll give you all the data I cataloged about the changes. Okay, I get it. You're starting to get it. Stop treating me like a girl, and I'll know you've really got it. Ah, Mercury's a trans guy! Awesome! Also, yeah, seriously, if everybody else can change themselves how they want, why the heck not trans folks, right? Alright, recommended tactics, extracted from Nereid OS, author Ship Self String of Pearls documentation. String of Pearls is configured for specific outward expression of gravity, tidal forces. The dissonant rhythm of this reactor makes peaceful tidal communication risky and difficult. Be cautious despite the range and penetration this unit is capable of. The electromagnetic conductors have liquefied the electrical energy into a corrupting material, a form of theoretical matter that should be used as the primary engagement tool. As a seducer-saboteur model, the unit's functions are inherently insidious. Rather than armor, the plastics are infinitely malleable and regenerate. It is safer to take damage head-on as an opportunity to infect rather than avoid, but the unit can be contained, restrained, and impeded physically and tidally. Huh. Interesting. Mercury, listen, it's an emergency. I'm sorry about everything, but it's important. You have to tell Commander that I'm so getting laid. I'm logging off. Bye. I was not fooled for even a second that this would be useful. Really? Not even for a second? I no longer experience hope as a concept. You freed me from it. Aw, stop. I'm blushing. There we go. That's the one I was looking for. Here we go. I'm blushing. What do you want from me, Saturn? Do you know any discreet places to make out on Ares? Goodbye, Saturn. Also, here's the test output to date. Saturn, goodbye. Aren't you going to read me the data analysis? If it is indeed data you're sending this time, and not just nudes. That's rude. I always ask before I send them to you. I don't mind acting as the official art director of Saturn's nudes since you need it so badly, and it's substantially less tedious than data analysis. But if you were as punctual about sending data as cockpit selfies, I would have a lot more data to report. Why are you so incredulous all the time? You stole the prototype, might I remind you. You can't just continue the field testing as if nothing happened. Why not? Because why would you do anything you didn't want to do? Wink. What are you planning? Wink. Oh, I love Saturn. Ugh, fine. They've been dying for it anyway. Cool. How'd I do? Ugh, this is not bad. It's pretty useful. He typed through tears. Don't rub it in. I can't believe your ship self's expanded so much already. What have you been doing with it? I think I've been hinting very clearly how. I instantly regret this question. You're supposed to test the prototype in combat. Same difference. I can't believe we invented a ship designed to get into trouble and didn't think, oh, Saturn is the obvious choice for this. We both know why. You were an even more obvious choice than me. Fuck Iapetus for throwing us both out like trash. Come on, aren't you a little happy to see a little havoc in his perfect garden? I'll be looking forward to you collecting new data. Attaboy. I love these dorks. They're so good. Okay, so what have we got for our next... Oh, interesting. So we did that one and still need to do this one. Okay. Alright then, well, let's go see how Pluto's doing then, I guess. What do you mean I can feel her presence? Please do not try to sound that cool. I can feel her presence. Everyone can feel her presence. I can feel it right now. How could you even possibly ignore something like that? Shut up. I mean, I can feel it physically. Oh. Wait, what? Like how? Like I feel like I'm gonna throw up. It's like I'm spinning upside down and can't stop. Are you sure you haven't somehow concussed yourself or given yourself gravity sickness from all the damage you've managed to inflict on yourself in the past 12 hours? Yes, and it's on top of all that, and also shut up. String of Pearls is feeding me sensory information on the direct line. I'm a human being with 5 senses, and she's trying to cram a dozen more into me. By direct line, you are in fact talking about the extremely creepy physical interface connection between you and the String of Pearls, correct? It really, really is, right? It's truly incredible how we agree about everything and still feel the opposite about it. Is this why you keep hesitating before giving me intel? Yes, because you're going to do the opposite of what you should do with it, but I also can't not tell you, because you might die, so running support for you is an incredibly anxiety-inducing affair. It must be hard. Thank you for acknowledging it. So, you gonna tell me what's after me? You've already figured it out, haven't you? But yes, it's that Cradle's Grace's masterwork. Celestial Mechanics traded the knowledge for how to finish String of Pearls in exchange for what they needed to finish the Krun Makula. It would be pretty funny if they got us this way in the end. It's headed directly to the lab. We've already evacuated on the capital ship, but you are its highest priority. Should I play bait? If anything, it's more important for you to get back to the native sphere first. In order for us to make contact, we need the string of pearls. We believe if you hide in the abandoned Daphnis lab, you can use the decaying gravity furnace for cover. Ah, that's sensible. But bait sounds like a lot more fun, you know? Really? Oh, come on. Iapetus must think their pilot is a real idiot if she's going to waste her time on a wild goose chase like that. He wouldn't just sacrifice you like that. He would. There must be backups for making contact. Just because I'm the easiest option doesn't mean I'm the only one. He's testing to see if I'm worth investing in or just going to get myself killed. Why run? Why not have it out with her? I bet she's thinking the same thing, too. Be careful, Saturn. If you can tell what they're thinking, they can tell what you're thinking. Please? If I really could do something like that, they wouldn't have kicked me out of the pilots. Then how do you know the pilot's a she? Because boys can't pilot. Daphnis, the tiny shepherd moon, so small it barely earns the name, tumbles through the Keller Gap, ruffling the rings of the planet it orbits. It houses the last official laboratory of Earth's decommissioned space program, training ground of failures like Saturn and special girls like Pluto. Saturn remembers it feeling cramped, anxious, and scary. No, wait, Pluto remembers it that way. Saturn remembers when it used to feel so special to be chosen, a candidate for the last generation of pilots. But didn't Pluto feel that way too? Sometimes two things are true. In this place, gravity is quietly, there we go. I can pronounce words, I swear. Gravity is quietly degenerating and distances are becoming ambiguous between past and present, between me and you. The Daphnis lab seems smaller to Saturn now, though not as tiny as it feels to Pluto, and that's obvious. No longer people-sized, she tears through it like worms in an apple. But there's a much bigger worm here. She doesn't know anymore if this was a good idea, or what was a good idea. Huh. Interesting. Saturn doesn't have any ideas. She's just trying to hide, even though there's no place where you cannot be felt by me. Ooh. Alert, tidal resonance IFF confirms enemy. Warning, gravitational hazard. Danger, pressure exceeding safe range. I know, it's extremely exciting. Stop making me so nervous. Supermassive. Small enough to hide in this complex, but with a dual reactor denser than the entire moon compressed into the head of a pin. An hour ago, and Saturn felt the gravitational pull of something so big and so close and so powerful, the interior of her cockpit creaked with the pressure, and her head, heart, and eyes welled up with tears. Something that couldn't be anyone other than Pluto. Cool. She must be pretty big, huh? Why is she so hard to find? Saturn has no idea. Oh, why do I have the feeling someone's laughing at me? No one is laughing at Saturn. The lab's been abandoned for years. But Pluto, wherever she is, giggles. Not in a mean way. She really does think it's cute. I haven't thought about Pluto in a long time. Oh man, it really would be funny if she was in that monster. Well, now someone is laughing at Saturn. Hey! Now I know someone's here. I can feel you listening. And I can hear you too. And I can catch you. You're not the only one who can fuck with the narrative. Oh. Oh! Let's see. Narrow escape. Outcome favors celestial mechanics. Mutually assured destruction favors cradle graces. Oh. Alright, I think in general, we're going to stick with the options that will, for this first run, be best for the group we're connected to, celestial mechanics. On later runs, though, it will be interesting to try everything else. Alright. Opening futures, closing pasts. It's easiest to not get caught if you don't care about catching anything. It's just about knowing that there isn't a difference. And focusing deeper. And focusing deeper. The real celestial mechanics, the interactions of bodies in space via the forces of gravity, the weight of mass and culture, explained by the story behind them, that's just science. With your own gravity, reach out and pull. Good girl. You know just what to do. Do you like what you caught? The Kroon Makala towers over Saturn. Pluto's ship is so big it barely fits in the lab complex, but it's only a speck compared to how big it feels. Massive enough to warp local space-time, humming and vibrating with nebula dust, and absolutely, effortlessly gentle. Without Pluto's most delicate touch, the Kroon Makala would have destroyed Saturn and the whole complex without even trying. How much do you trust it? I knew you'd be right behind me or something. If you did, how come you're not facing this way? I'm an idiot, I guess. You've come a long way, just to be an idiot. You must know exactly what this ship can do, right? Did you come to fight me on purpose? That's really brave. And really cute. If you can touch me, I can touch you. So I'm not getting close. You came all this way not even to fight? Aw, that's not cute at all. But it's smart. Hey, don't underestimate me. I'm scary. You think? Maybe I believe you. Cute things can also be scary. But I'm curious now. I was worried you were going to waste your chance, smug in your new machine, but you're pretty clever. You wanna talk? Without fighting? If you're good. Otherwise, I'll bite. So, what did you want to talk about? As Cradle's Grace's glittering psychic death machine, you definitely have more important things to do than go out of your way to bully me for no reason, right? Oh, that's right. That man and the fleet are escaping, aren't they? Hope you don't mind falling for this trap. Trap? You? Silly, I know you're more important than that. More than catching the rest of the Celestial Mechanics fleet? I knew this would be fun. And you knew it too. I am absolutely delighted about you doing that, just to be clear, so you don't have to read my mind to roast me about it. I can't read minds. You know that's not how it works. But I also don't need to know that. But I did want to know how the biggest overachiever of my juniors turned into such a bad girl. If you really remembered me, you'd remember I wasn't ever good. I do remember you. Even if you're not that good at being bad, do you know what you're doing? With that machine that's so dangerous we don't even want to find out what it does. I think you answered your own question about why I'm keeping it. Are you gonna stop me then? But you don't want to. But you don't— oh, wrong voice. But you don't want to. Hey, stop. Don't pry into me. If you're pitying me, I'll make you regret it. Not all of us come out perfect like you. Some of us get thrown out before they see any use at all. I won't pity you. I really would have torn this machine apart. But now that I'm here, gifted little mutant to gifted little mutants, I can't bear to. Because some of us just haven't been thrown out yet. Lab-grown girls like us should stick together. Ah. So, they look similar for a reason. Because they're both lab-grown. Interesting. I might still make you regret it. Winning isn't my most important task. It's not yours either. Are you sure about that? You're not who I'm worried about. It's only your boss I can't forgive. Oh, I love hearing that. Tell me more. I'm getting a crush already. Regretting it now? Don't worry. There's nothing you can make me regret. Ever since the day Mars began, Mars has been doomed. No, there will never be a planet Mars. That's a name reserved for places where human life, gravity, and culture reign. This is just bitter Ares. But like the stringy, inedible weeds that grow when nothing else does, Cradle's Grace is dug in, and we can't get them out. The colonies are wrecked, the terraforming engines are broken, the gravity furnaces are out of control. There's no resources left on this planet, no strategic value. This planet doesn't even exist. It is an inert rock. There's no point in fighting. There's no need to fight. Ship cells can't keep you alive alone forever, and even if that was the case, we could leave tomorrow and claim victory. Most of the Memorial Foundation and NSES fleet already did. That's why there's barely any of us left, and why we can't get them out. What? Why don't I go home too? And leave all those idiots to just fucking die on a rock? Who do you think we're doing this for? External communications sent on August 31st, 1978 by Memorial Foundation troops. Hey, it's not like we're idiots. We know we're doomed. This planet still doesn't fulfill the requirements for human life, and life is just a start anyway. Don't you know that gravity is something more important? You do understand celestial mechanics, right? Matter is made of tiny particles, but enough of it exerts gravity that stitches the universe together. Culture is made of tiny humans, and enough of it together can decide what's real and what isn't. It is really quite fucked up that this is how decisions about humans get made. Enough humans can decide anything, and then it'll be true, even about what's human and what's not. They don't even have to wait for the deadline. They've already decided that any human without their feet planted on the earth is in fact not a human. That's a pretty usual thing for humans to do. No differences of any kind need to exist. We'll just be aliens, and then they'll send the real military after us and we'll die. But if we just hold the line here for our princess to get through and make it to the moon, she'll open up the gravity well, and then we get to decide. Huh. Internal communications sent on January 25th, 1981 by Cradle's Grace's irregulars. It's morning on Ares, but what's time and space? If we can get our capital ship launched and refueled, and the prototype retrofitted with the final equipment, we'll have everything in place. Keep out of any of the canyons of Mars, where Cradle's Graces and Memorial Foundation are bickering, hold the city ruins against invading troops, and make sure no one tries to set the oxygen ocean on fire while we refuel. It's a pretty thankless job. But me, I can't wait to see what happens. This is the most exciting space has ever been. Before we got here, this was a dead rock, but the best we could have ever hoped for was Earth in a different place. Who needs that? Far in the distance, the moon's gravity well shines. If no one controls it before the deadline is up, Earth will take drastic steps to ensure that humanity is not divided. What they're afraid of happening, we will ensure that it happens. We'll finally have something alien in space. Private communications sent January 26, 1981 by Celestial Mechanics researcher. Ooh, neat. Now what do we got? Mission parameters not detected. Mission results needed for needed for gravitational slingshot permissions. Navigation shortlist not found. Manual inject mission results.txt. Parameters found. All results perfect and amazing. Wow, thank you, Saturn. Flight path generating. Fleet path, Cronus orbit, refuel on planet Ares, Lagrange colony pass, classified operation Earth's moon. New standing orders coming in. Ares, guard Celestial Mechanics fleet refueling on Ares' oxygen ocean. Ares, stay out of trouble and do not engage Memorial Foundation troops patrolling in immediate vicinity. Accept orders. No. Error cannot proceed. Manual inject. Accepted. Normalizing gravitational slingshot effect. Prepare for immediate launch to Ares. Oh, interesting. So now that Celestial Mechanics is up to 25%, it's got like an actual shape for one thing, but also it's distorting the fabric of space. Interesting. Alright, well, I think that's enough for today's episode. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Be sure to come back next time when we will do more picking between stuff, read more mails and alerts and comms and all that stuff, and maybe make out with some cute girls. Because, really, that's the dream. Am I right? If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe and all the other usual YouTube garbage, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody!